Quick disclaimer. Some of my calculations may not be correct, so take this video with a grain of salt. The Mercenary base is a very unique spawner tower which follows this rule. If you think it is bad, then you're just bad at using it. The Mercenary base spawns different troops that do different things and has unit quests that allow you to spawn multiple of the same unit or many different units at a time. The Mercenary base costs $1,200 to place and spawns riflemen every 38 seconds. The riflemen do 6.55 DPS. It has 35 health and 18 range. Level 1 costs $1,000, increasing the spawn range of the actual tower from 6 to 8, and adding another unit K, essentially doubling its overall DPS as it spawns 2 riflemen instead of 1. Level 2 costs $2,200 and allows you to spawn the Grenadier. The Grenadier does 12.5 DPS in an explosion radius of 3, has 45 health and 17 range, spawning every 42.5 seconds. Level 3 costs $7,000, and the Riflemen and Grenadiers become much stronger. The Riflemen now do 17.16 DPS, having 70 health and 23 range, spawning every 32 seconds and even gains hidden detection. The Grenadier now does 28 DPS in splash, having 120 health and 19 range, now spawning every 37.5 seconds. The tower itself now has 10 range and also gives a 10% damage buff to the towers in its radius. Level 4 costs $10,000. The Mercenary base can now spawn in field medics, which protects nearby spawns from attacks such as boss stomps or warden's laser. The field medic heals units by 20 HP a second and protects your units from enemy attacks by using a shield. He can heal up to 3 units at a time. It has 135 health spawning every 37.5 seconds. It also gains a 3rd unit, K being able to spawn 3 towers at a time. Level 5 costs $17,500, now spawning the Rioter, which is a tanky unit acting as a wall and sometimes stunning enemies if it gets a good run-up. It has 1,000 health with a 10% shield, does 13 DPS, 4 range and stuns enemies for 1.5 seconds. This unit spawns every 60 seconds. The tower also unlocks an ability which costs $2,500 and spawns in the units that you are spawning right now with a cooldown of 40. Level 6 finally comes in with a hefty price of $32,000, resulting in a total cost of $71,000, meaning it is the most expensive tower in the game. All the units are upgraded in this level, and the damage buff is increased to 20%. The Rifleman now has a health of 195, doing 30 DPS at a range of 30, and now spawns every 27.5 seconds. The Grenadier now has a health of 260, does 67 DPs in an explosion range of 4.5 and a range of 21. It now spawns every 32.5 seconds with a 10% defense too. Field Medic has a health of 175, heal per second of 38, a range of 25, and a spawn rate of 32.5 seconds. This is practically a DPS of 152, as she can heal up to 4 units at once. The Riot Guard has 2,250 health alongside a 15% shield, a DPS of 30 at a range of 4. It can now stun enemies for 3 seconds if it has a long enough run, having a spawn rate of 50 seconds. It is important to know how to use Mercenary base properly, as it can affect its performance a lot. Each unit has their own strength. Riflemen can stack up very easily in turn doing lots of DPS. Grenadiers are good at dealing with crowds if there are a lot of them. Medic can come in really useful when enemies such as Warden, Templar, or any boss comes in and decides to try kill all your units, but with Medic Shield won't let that happen. Rioters can soak up lots of damage from things like breakers and decimate huge chunks of health from bosses. There are a number of different ways to use it. For example, across 3 Mercenary bases you have 9 slots. So on one slot you can equip Medic, and the rest of the slots as Riflemen, as they can stack up very well as shown in this video. You can also use 2 or 3 of the slots for Rioter, as they can stun enemies, allowing time for the Riflemen to stack up in ridiculous amounts. Medic is essential for boss waves, as the stomp attack tends to destroy all your units. However, if Medic has given a shield to that unit, it will survive an excellent combination. An exceptional combo for bosses is Rioter and Medic. You can do 1 Medic and 8 Rioters, quickly switching out the Medic for a Rioter and using the ability for all 3 Mercenary bases, spawning another 3 Rioters. This does about 960 DPS when performed, if done correctly. As you can see in the clip, I destroy the Molten Boss with just 3 Mercenary bases with ease. You also have to take into consideration the 20% damage buff given to other towers, as this is very useful and even because of this may land itself into some of the best strats. Overall, I think this is a great tower with lots of possibilities and combinations for you to try. It can do so many things and without a doubt the best spawner tower in this game. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to comment down if you have any other strategies to use this tower.